Hi, today we're going to be making fun of Japan. We're not going to make fun of Japan. We're going to be making fun of a show the Japanese did. There are basically two tacks to take on this. One was to highlight the flaws and go like, we know these are flaws. We know this is a problem, but we're just calling it out so y'all don't call it out before we do. And the second angle, you could say we're making fun of the Japanese language, but we're really not, because no more than anyone's making fun of like hicks and cowboy and shit like that. I mean, you know, we all make fun of it because another language, another dialect sounds funny to us in a lot of ways. Like, in American English is the worst to me. That like, it just is the flattest. Like, I mean, Americans like, how are you doing? How are you doing? And you know, in Spanish is like beautiful melodic, and French is beautiful melodic, and Italian is beautiful melodic. Everything has a real rhythm and a music to it. And Americans just like flat, 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 flat. And so it's charming. And some of the ways we just love the way they said the words. And so I had the actors say them. Didn't make any sense in the plot, didn't forward the situation, it didn't really add anything to it except an element of fun. I think you'll find out too that when you hear some of these things, you're like, it sounds funny. So without further ado, let's get to the first one.
So what was what? At first I thought I just had to go to the bathroom, but now I realize it was the Holy Spirit. Oh, wow, convulsion, that was weird.
Yeah, see, like right there, Satsuki, a little twitch, and you don't know what it is. We didn't know what it was when we were looking at it. We were like, what? Why is she jerking like that? So if there's a reason for it, we didn't understand it, but we just thought it was either glitch in the animation or something like that, but we call it out as just, you know, it was just weird. It was weird.
Are we having fun?
You stupid cat, what is that thing?
Oh, him? He's just Akagami Agami.
Ikigami origami.
Ikigami origami. Just, again, we're making fun of the way it sounded.
How high are you?
The V on my sweater stands for very big deal, but that's beside the point. Now, any nomination?
Hi.
So here are all the ways we like quoted the Japanese line just out of context, just because it was funny. We liked the way it sounded. The phonetics of it were just fun.
Knock it off. She's more powerful than any demon. Love Oprah. Let me ho-ha. Let me ho-ha. Ho-ha. We need a lot of shit.
And the way Hillary twists it to make it something else is even better.
I'm home.
Satsuki's having this really intense conversation with Momoko about Ketro has disappeared. I really think, if I remember correctly, I just couldn't come up with a line, and I was like, just say the Japanese. And so she did it, and she massacres it, but it makes it even funnier.
Ketro was so young when Mom was in the hospital. How will he find it? And with his dyslexia, he could end up in Bangkok. Momoko-chan. What?
Nani? Bang boom bang mie.
Bang boom bang mie. I think Patton did a great job of it. It sounds funny, and it sounded funny in the Japanese, and it sounded funny when Chris did it.
That was a Pella!
Babasari! The Babasari is here!
Barbara Streisand?
I was afraid you'd already become victims of the Utsushimi.
Uma Thurma Sushi? Are you a student here too? I haven't seen you. Must be night classes. You're kind of pale. Something about that boy from the other day is bugging me.
You mean that he was pale? Almost transparent with red eyes?
What do you think?
This one was just like, yeah, I mean, he's a ghost. What do you mean he was pale with red eyes? I mean, it's just like, because the character was drawn like, he was drawn pale with red eyes, and it's like, no one knew he was a ghost. I mean, this kid was walking around like, which is why when, in one scene, when Ketro's talking to him, he says like, do you have Vitaglio? Which is when your skin pigment turns really super white. I'm not apologizing for any of this stuff. It was fun. And this one is just like, watch her leg.
Mop girl!
You're on our side? Wait a minute, what's your angle? What happened to my leg?
It looks cattywampus. Check out the animation in this one, and I think you'll get the joke.
We can get back the people who are trapped inside the mirrors.
My legs are moving.
But I feel like we're not getting anywhere.
In this one, I just like, because I was making it up as I went along, and I only saw it once. But then, I really looked at it when I was in the studio with it. So I noticed that they're when they're blocking the bunny from coming in, they use these benches, these tables, but there's like, there's just, you'll see.
You did some little happy song to bring this bunny back, so start singing. Those 3 to 4 cardboard boxes aren't gonna hold him for long.
In this next scene, Momoko is possessed by Satsuki's mom, and Marcy Banner played that part brilliantly. And we played just off of the graphic and the fact that the camera's blurry, and we just thought that was funny.
Momoko. Momoko, open your eyes. Ooh. Look for the Jesus Christ Superstar looking graphic. Ooh. It's a Namaneki long story. Look up!
What? You want what?
Hang on, let me put on my glasses. Oh, that's better.
God, if you're listening and there is a Yomi now, would you please show it to me now? Huh? Holy Moses! Look at it! Maybe it's... Yomi.net! Wow, the graphics are kinda weak.
No way.
Yes, a bunch of other computer nerds without girlfriends have this ghost chat room to monitor supernatural activity. Kinda pathetic, really. And as you can see, most of them are Japanese. Not a lot of activity since '01.
And this is the one that's on the thumbnail that was just, I mean, I had to call it. I just had to say, this is what it is.
If you won't help, I'm going to kick you out of the Psychical Research Club.
Oh, damn anime. Look what's happened to my eyes.
When you're new to, because I was new to anime, I wasn't an anime fan. I really didn't know the genre very well. I knew Pokemon. Actually, my introduction to anime was I was doing a radio spot in Seattle, and was working with the actress from Northern Exposure, Peg Phillips, who played Ruth Ann, the store owner, and she was wonderful. She's passed away now, but and I was at the studio where REM recorded, I think, the first song on Automatic for the People. And the studio was Bad Animals, which was Hart's studio, and Nancy Wilson's studio. And I was there, and the guy waiting for Peg to come and record her voiceover for the radio spot, and it was for a restaurant. And the guy took me down to the lower level, and the studio had been slanted, it was built with a slant, and it had concrete poured so it was all angled for the sound and stuff like that. I didn't understand it because it was all acoustics and people talk music, and I'm just I don't know. But it was really amazing, and he played me a track from Automatic for the People before it had come out, which was really cool. It was really nice. Anyways, so I was walking around in Pike's Market, and there was a toy store there, and I was looking for something because my kids were real little at the time, and I was like, well, you know what, let me see if I can get them a souvenir. And so I looked at these cute as fuck little thing. Cute as a button little animal-like things. And I just thought they were adorable. And I went up to them, I said, what are these? And he goes, oh, those are going to be huge. I was like, what are they? He goes, they're Pokemon. And I was like, oh, okay. And 2 years later, it was boom, Pokemon exploded. Little did I know at the time that I was holding my future. But as I was saying, before I got off track, when you're new to anime or you don't know anime, things that are typical hallmarks of anime, like speed lines and cross-hatching on the, hashtag on the forehead, frustration, nose bubbles, and the anime eyes. So I had to call it out. And there's another one in there too that I do, but I only did it once, and after it was recorded years later, I was like, well, look, he does it there and he does it there, and I missed those totally. But you know what I'm talking about.
Where is Annie Apostle at?
Leave me alone. I'm doing my standard anime elbows up pose.
It's there all the time. In every anime. Every anime in the world has this in it at least once. Even Evangelion, or as I like to call it, Evangelion. No, I never saw it. and I watched about as much CSI as I did Evangelion. Or, I mean, Evangelion.
I guess I must have just been imagining it. Whew. Oh no. Ooh, luminol.
Thanks to CSI, we all know what luminol is, and we've all seen that scary picture of luminol in the hotel room where you see all the stains everywhere, and you're like, I don't want to stay in a hotel ever again, like ever. Like, I don't sleep on the bed. I don't want to walk in the room.
Get your crackhead ass into some rehab. I ain't got time for this bullshit.
And the next one, another Japanese quote.
Oh no. Mochi mochi. I mean, hello.
This is much like Moshi Moshi, and I just turned it pervy.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa.
Cunnilingus.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. Konnichi whatever.
Konnichilingus. Konnichilingus.
Konnichilingus. Konnichilingus. Konnichilingus. Konnichilingus. Konnichilingus.
And can I just give a shout out to Chris Patton? Nobody does Perv better than Patton. He's brilliant. He's brilliant in the role. He's just hilarious. Oh, and one thing, it's not in another episode. And I don't know if I cover this in another video, but a lot of you have like called out this line. I mean, like tons of you have called out this one line. Patton says, and it's just a throwaway line. It's really no big deal. But so many of you have quoted this line. You love it, and it's so brilliant. And some people, I don't know how to make the different typefaces or the different things when you do a YouTube comment because I'm stupid. But some people even like make the type like lift higher. But it's when he says this line. Well, I can pull up the clip. I have the footage, so I can pull it up. So this.
Hold it right there!
Oh, the music teacher. What a bitch.
I mean, that was just him. That was him just like a bitch. I mean, that was all him. I didn't direct him on that. That was all Patton. It was brilliant. It's just, and that's what kind of actor Patton is. He brings so much to the party. So much to the party.
Uh-oh. What? It's my sister. She what?
What?
What was she, 4?
Because didn't she look for? I mean, what is that? Popsicle sticks? I mean, what is that sign made of? People are always asking, like, well, they're Japanese kids, and I have to tell you, it's like in a world where there's cultural boundaries, there's no geography, the geography's mixed together. It's like a multiverse of nationality and geography. They're kind of not in Japan, but they are, or they're kind of English, not Japanglish. They're just, it's just like it's like loosey-goosey. Everybody, I don't know. I just made. Just making this shit up. I know whether they're Japanese or not. Sometimes they're Japanese, sometimes they're not, but mostly they're just Americans. Because Americans are embarrassing.
Her posture's just terrible. Wonder if she has scoliosis. Poor little thing.
29, 28, 27, 26.
Now I have scoliosis.
She looks like she has scoliosis.
Hang on, I see a roll-down door we've never used before.
In that scene, we just was like, where's this crank door coming from? You've never seen it before. You've never seen it in any of the other scenes. It was just like, it just seemed so weird. And I was like, I used to either Jacob the mixer or Adam my engineer. I said, like, can you find me a ding 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 to go on that thing, because it's just too much. I couldn't resist it. It's perfect. Following after that, you'll hear the sounds from Spirited Away from the cows. And I want to say that those cows were not, that they were in the original Japanese. I really think they were. I don't think we put that in there. I think it was just something like, we were like, what the fuck?
He killed my cat. And haven't eaten all day. Kinda dizzy. Steady, Satsuki.
I just thought it was funny that the camera was doing this. And so I made Satsuki like, she was hungry and she was dizzy. Anyway, so that's it. If I missed one, well, in fact, I did miss a couple. And I'm real glad I caught it too, because the Satsuki bitching about having to hand wash the dishes bit is one of my favorites. It's a Hollywood pet peeve of mine. Because it's not just a pan. I don't care if it's an episode of Succession, no one on TV or in the movies ever has a dishwasher. Ever.
Ah! Don't eat his crumbs! We're not poor! Maybe we are poor. Where's the damn dishwasher?
Anyway, so that's it. If I missed one, or you like some of the ones that I pointed out, or there's one of your favorites about the Japanese, please put it in the comments. I'd love to know what you guys think. I love knowing what you'll think. And as far as like my side stories and whatever, if you don't want to hear that stuff, just put it in the comments. Say like, dude, we don't give a shit. We just tell us about ghost stories. We don't care. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Write me, email me, find me on social media, go to my website. I love talking to you guys. I didn't give a lot of interviews when I was in the business, and there's no bigger joy than I have now is talking with you guys. I don't like the word fans, because it makes me feel like it makes me seem like I'm above your fans are there. And fans to me are just friends I don't know very well yet. And I love getting to know you guys. So bring it on. I'm always there. I'm retired. I got all the time in the world. Thank you so much for watching.